Western versus Eastern cognitive styles. So looking at my Management Tool 1 class, I'm going to just go over the brief key points. So if we're looking at Western cognitive styles, we're thinking about the United States of America, we're thinking about Western Europe, and this is associated with focusing on the individual, focusing on the subject, first focusing on the person, versus Eastern cognitive styles, which focus on context, environment, your surroundings, a group mentality. And so why is this important? So if we're thinking about management, if we're thinking about business, these are two ways that you can understand either the team that you're working with, the company, other businesses, and your surroundings. So if we're in the United States like I am right now, there seems to be a lot of attention and focus on the individual, your abilities, your talents, and looking out for number one, right? Then if you look at Eastern cultures, I don't want to be stereotypical, this is based on 3 studies that I'm learning in my Management 201 class. You look at context, you look at group, you look at your environment, because that shapes thinking. So another way that you could think about cognitive styles is how a person views the world, what their paradigm is, how their lens is when they analyze their surroundings, who they are, and who's around them. So one big qualm that I got from this, from reading these studies, is that it showed pictures. So for example, if you're looking at a picture of an aquarium, so this is just a 2D picture, and it's an aquarium, frogs, fish, snails, and then like coral reefs and stuff. What the results of this particular study, and I'm not going to put the words there. If you're in my Management Tool 1 class, look at the PowerPoint slides for Chapter 4, is people with Western cognitive styles would focus on the particular subjects. Look at the frog, look at the fish, look at the snail. Versus Eastern, they paid more attention to the surrounding, the entire picture, what was there, rather than the small or the individual components. Then there was more pictures that were shown in our slides, but it showed an airport. I don't know if you took a look at this. It's like one of those games, you know, like you have to find the differences. And so for those that had a Western cognitive style, there was planes in the picture, right? So, but what wasn't seen between 2 pictures that were put up with like a background and planes was that there was a change in the background. So the airport that's in the background, there's slight differences that are there. That's one thing that people with an Eastern cognitive style were able to identify. So this is both limiting and important. Limiting because then we're putting 2 different boxes where we're establishing that there's 2 different cognitive styles when there could be many different shades in between, 50 shades of cognitive styles, right? And then this is very important because then you as a person, a potential business personnel, a potential manager, is that this can help you see how others and yourself see the world. There are a couple questions that came to mind when I was reading the studies and go over the PowerPoints, is there a mix? Is there like a best practices that we can get from both Eastern and Western cognitive styles that we can implement to make it so we're most efficient, most effective as managers and future business personnel? Another question is, is there any in-betweens? Like it was just it's black or white. So again, no 50 shades. It was either you have an Eastern or Western cognitive style. And it tends to group those people just in those 2 versus where's the shades between. Like there was a table that we had that highlighted the 2 different styles and what they looked through, but there was no mixture. And this is a little troubling for me because, so I'm Filipino American, right? So, and I find myself a mixture of both Eastern and Western. So I grew up with Filipino culture, but I was born and raised in the United States. So I see how hard-hitting and how number one individualistic mentality it is here in the United States. And then this is sort of funny, but I guess not really. But I was an NCO in the US Army, right? So when I had soldiers, I was a leader soldier, and I myself was a soldier that was being led. I saw the importance. It's very important for missions or whatever your tasks are to rely on your teammates to make sure that everyone is like jiving well, because then that will just increase your chances of success, either completing a task or successfully completing a mission. So even though it's like hard-hitting, you know, US Western cognitive style, being in the US Army, it was very team-based. Like you can't really succeed. There is no I in team type mentality. So it showed both. So that's where that's an example how I see it's limiting when you only look at either Eastern or Western, when there's a mixture of both. And I see that it can be implemented. There's benefits of looking at, there's of mixing the both, but there's also benefits of seeing one or the other, because those are two extremes that can help you as a student, as a future business personnel, like see what's out there and then to develop plans to get the best practices. Those are my opinions on this. If you guys like this, and if you're in my management class, please like, subscribe, comment. I want to know what your thoughts about this. I might be completely wrong. These are just opinions and thoughts that I have after reading the studies. Let me know what you think about it. Hit the bell notification for future videos. Like if I see more assignments where I can contribute in this way and just give you guys my thoughts, I'm more than willing to share that. Until next time, this is your boy Bobby Amagan. Peace.